up, everybody?
Hey, Jaden, how are you?
How you doing, Honest?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. How's business going?
Yeah, look, Black Friday and the next day is very good, much better, than before.
That's good. How much did you get spent?
Oh, it's been like in the sourcing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sourcing. In the meeting day, maybe it's been around 150,000.
Okay.
And the next day, I think under 1,000. I spent like a lot this week, It's
Yeah.
more than the normal, I just been okay. I'm trying. I don't want to touch my laptop, I know because if I open my laptop, I order a lot, but I say I'm trying to avoid it,
Uh-huh.
because still I'm not familiar with the to spend like you to spend every day, like
Yeah.
1,000. I said, okay,
Yeah.
just hold a little bit,
Uh-huh. Hey, that's good. That's what I like to hear. The more you spend, the more you make. How you doing, Pam?
Exactly. Yeah,
Hey,
you're right.
all is well. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good myself. Something I really wanted to touch on today. First off, I wanted to tell you about the new thing I got going on. I remember we were talking about this last week. So I got OA Made Easy set up. Now, by Friday, we should be taking pre-orders like for those leads. You know what I'm saying? That subscription. I'm just trying to figure out how everything's gonna work. I got the website set up, so I'll give you guys more info on that on Friday.
That's great.
Another thing I do want to go over, which has helped me drastically. I personally got to the point where my margin was around like 20 to like 16, 17% this month and last month. And I want to show you some things. Well, first I want to show you, number one, how I made this decision. I want to show you number two, what I did to overcome this like problem I had, and then you could kind of see the results from there. So basically for me, as you guys know, I talk to a lot of people a day. I'm always on a phone with a client every single day, always talking to somebody. And I was actually talking to one of my clients, Jackson. I don't know if you guys know him. He doesn't really show up to these weekly meetings just because he's kind of more advanced, right? Literally just got in place with a VA today for his first employee. And he's at the point now where he's running ridiculous margins. He's running 35%, 30 to 35% margins, which is phenomenal with Amazon. And I was asking him, I was like, hey, how are you doing it? like it didn't make sense. Like, how am I not getting 30% margins? And he's getting 30% margin. It just didn't make sense to me. So I literally just did like a deep dive. I would call it like an Amazon audit on his business just to see literally what is he doing that I'm not doing. And the thing he was doing, so this took me a month. No. This took me 2 months to come up to this decision. So I've been known he's been having these margins, and I was always trying to get there too. And I know it's possible, right? Because he's doing it. And so the first thing that crossed my mind that he was doing different was, hey, he's sourcing products. He's sourcing products with a 50K BSR rank. So I don't know if you guys recall, I know for you regulars, right, who show up to these meetings every week, I told you guys like, hey, I'm only sourcing to 100K BSR rank now, right? I did that for a month. I did that last month. Nothing changed. I had to come back and say, hey, what else is he doing that I'm not doing? And the one thing I figured it out, the one thing he has that I don't have, right? We target the same ROI, we target the same products, we target the same everything, right? So we should have the same margins. Like it shouldn't be a 10% difference, a 15% difference. So what he has that I don't have is he had a reprice, or I had a repricer. He didn't have a repricer. So he wasn't repricing any of his items, right? Which I think is pretty stupid. But with most of his items, with most of the products he has on a store are replenishable. So it makes sense that he doesn't have a repricer. So that got me thinking. I started doing a deep dive on my numbers, and this is where I kind of talk to you guys. I stress like you need to know your numbers in your business, or else you're never going to figure out like what the real problem is. So my whole thought process was, hey, let me go to Inventory Lab and literally check what the issue is. So I look at my 30-day ROI. You can look at it per supplier and kind of just average out those numbers. And I looked at that 30-day ROI. And it was around like 30%. like some stores are like 29%, 40%, others were like 30, like 40%, right? But I would say on average, it would be around that 30% range. And that kind of like sparked my interest because I track ROI on what I buy and then what it sells on Amazon. Excuse me. So when I buy products, right? When I buy products, I was averaging around the 68% ROI. So I knew like there has to be an issue. There's no way I buy a product for 68% ROI and I only average a 30% ROI. It doesn't make any sense. So the only conclusion I came up to, right? I did some thinking. I'm like, hey, well, what's the process? Why is my price going down so significantly where I'm literally losing 30% of the profit, right? So I'm just thinking, hey, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? So basically what I did is I came to a conclusion, right? The only thing that determines price on Amazon is your repricer, right? And if you guys know, who has a repricer in here? Could put a 1 in the chat if you have a repricer. Nobody?
Nope, I don't have it.
Dang. No one has a repricer. Okay. Okay. Patricia has a repricer. Okay. Yeah. So what I did, I got a repricer. I've always had a repricer. And my rules, as I have in the academy, right? The rules I have set is that you undercut basically the lowest, you undercut the buy box by a cent. And with that logic, right, you're able to win the buy box because the buy box is one determined on the best competitive price. It's determined on seller reviews, and it's also determined on how you fulfill your products, right? And the only way to actually get sales on Amazon is to win the buy box. Without 98% of sales on Amazon come from that buy box. So you're never going to be able to win. You're never going to be able to sell products if you're not winning that buy box. So the changes I made, I was actually talking to one of my mentors. Like I told you, I take other programs, I take other courses, trying to learn other people's philosophies, kind of just make my own, right? And I was talking to one of my mentors, and he was telling me, he said, "Hey, yeah, I think your issue is your repricer, right?" So I was masterminding with him, talking to him about that, and he said, "Hey, like honestly, this was a repricer strategies I used like a year ago." Right. I recently changed my repricer strategy to something different. Right. I'll share that with you. And that's what I want to share with you guys. And then we could talk about how that affected my business. So first off, instead of or, I now use Be Cool. Right. Reason for this is just because you're able to do something that's actually very cool. That one of my mentors does. So I want to show you guys that real quick. So first off, I want to go through my repricer strategy, and then I'll tell you what changed in my business week by week. So as you can see, this is the repricer strategy I have set right now. So I'm competing with buy box only, right? So I'm not competing with lowest price. I'm only competing with buy box, because according to him, and which I deemed is true now, you don't have to be lowest price to win buy box. I had no idea like that happened, that switch happened, but it did. So you no longer have to have lower price to be buy box price. And choose your competitors. I only compete with Amazon, and I'll only compete with FBA. Never gonna compete with, actually I'll compete with non-featured FBA too. I'll never compete with FBM just because there's no reason to. They're a different fulfillment, and you'll always win buy box if there's an FBM seller on that listing. So as you can see, these are my custom settings. So none of these are turned on, right? Except these. Exclude sellers positive feedback rating lower than 70%, right? And then exclude sellers total feedback count lower than 1. So if you don't have one, if you guys,
I'm eating finally.
yeah, so if you don't have sellers feedback, then I suggest you to just turn this off. But if you do have sellers feedback, or yeah, if you have a lot of sellers feedback like me, there's no reason to compete with starting out Amazon sellers, just because I'll be able to kind of like just bully you guys, not you guys, but other sellers in general. And I'll be able to get like more buy box win percentage than other sellers. So there's no reason to target sellers that are like tanking the listing, right? New sellers don't really know what they're doing. So that's why I put it at 1, and exclude sellers with all with back-end ordered product. So that means excluding sellers where the product's not even in Amazon. There's no reason to compete with someone when the product's not even in Amazon, right? Because they're never going to sell. Like if you're a customer on Amazon, I always try to think of these things as putting myself in the customer's shoes, like, because I'm a consumer too. Like I bought off Amazon, obviously. And what I've realized is, when you're never going to buy a product that says, oh, it takes 1 month to ship. Like, put a 1 in the chat if you would buy a product that said, hey, we're on back order, it's going to take a month or 2 to ship. Right? No one puts a 1 because you don't want that to happen. So I'm not going to go compete with somebody, right, who has that back ordered product. Just doesn't make sense. So those are the 3 things I changed on this page. Moving on to the second page, this is what we changed. This is the biggest change I made. So the first change I made is when buy box winner is above min price, right? Buy box match buy box price. That's basically what this means. I'm not undercutting any listings, right? Because I'm not trying to tank the listing. I'm not doing anything like that, right? I'm just gonna play buy box price and beat out the other sellers, or just wait for them to sell. Another thing, that's literally the only thing I changed in this section. And all these are just basic settings. And then another thing I changed is when you stay in buy box price, don't change my price, right? Because you're already winning buy box, so there's no reason to. And you obviously want to compete with Amazon non-featured FBA and FBA. And then moving on to the next thing, this is why I changed the aura to Be Cool. Oh, excuse me. So you're able to do this, and this is something that's really cool about Be Cool that actually, like, my mentor was telling me. And you're actually able to, this is what helped him increase his margin too. And you're able to actually like set a schedule with Be Cool. So there's like certain time slots you could put and say, hey, lower my price by 10% on this time slot, or up my price by 20% on this time slot. So what I did here is I paused repricing. So I paused repricing at 2 to 4, and I increased all my prices by 10% on every single listing I have. So let's say hypothetically, I ended the day out at 2 with $100, like I was trying to sell this shoe for $100, right? Well, 2 to 4, what would happen is my repricer would price that item at 110. So it automatically goes up by 10%. Now, what that does to other algorithm and other sellers, right? Because all sellers have repricers, right? The good sellers, right? People who are actually selling inventory by mass quantities. So what that does is it tricks other repricers, right, to be able to increase their it kind of tricks the algorithm. So kind of what it does is, let's just say you were competing with me and we were both competing at $100 and you were undercutting me by cents. So now you're at $9.99. Well, if I raise my price to 110, right, now we're going to have to go reset. So it keeps the listing healthy, and it makes sure, right, you're not straight up tanking the listing, or someone else isn't taking the listing. And I've seen big effects on this, and that's another big change I've made. That's the only changes I've made on this repricer. Now I want to share with you guys week to week literally what happened in my business. And the first week was very slow. First week was honestly probably one of my worst weeks on Amazon. I believe I was down like 38% in sales. And I was like, oh shit, like this repricer isn't cutting it. I don't know why specifically. I think the reason for that is because I had 2 repricers running that week. Anyways, next week goes by, my sell-through rate went back up. So my sell-through rate went from like 1%, right? Like I told you, sales were down bad. And then my sell-through rate went up week after week to 2.2%, 2.3%. And from there, my sales continued to keep on moving up. My sell-through rate stayed the same as the old repricer, right? And what happened is now I'm selling units that I would never be selling for, like, let's just say $70 that I was selling for, that I used to sell for $55. I mean, I just want to show you guys some quick things here. Because I know a lot of you guys, like, just put a 1 in the chat if you reprice your own items, because I know a lot of you guys manually reprice. You don't have like 500 listings like me. You only have like 20 listings, right? But you're still repricing your items, trying to be that price. Is anyone in there like that? Okay, we have Pamela. All right, so this is going to be very useful for you, Pamela. Anyone else? Clarine has to be there too. All right, no one else. I'm gonna just continue. Clarine. All right, sweet. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go through a couple of my buy box wins, and you guys are gonna be like, what the heck? Like what? And this will explain a lot. So I actually want to show you another change I made. I forgot real quick. I'm not going off of anything, so everything's off the top. You know what I'm saying? Another change I did made is, if you guys have watched that reselling video or that repricer video, another change I have made was I said, hey, you want to set your listing based on ROI based. So let's just say hypothetically, as we could see, this listing is $124. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is you do not want to set your min price just based on an ROI metric. You actually want to set it based on what Keepa tells you. This is another change I made. This took me such a long time to do. I have over 500-600 SKUs. So going through Keepa and like determining what your min and max, you don't know. You don't even want to know how long it took. So what I've been doing now is, as you could see with this listing, I've paid 124, right? And then I look, I say, hey, 3 months out, what's the lowest it dropped to? 170. Do I really want to sell it for 170? No. Like, what's that average price it sells for, right? We could even go to statistics, see the average price is around 176. And that's kind of how I curated the price of 180, right? I want to be able to sell it for 180. Yeah, so I might actually change that to 176 just because that's the average price. So instead of basing your min price based on ROI, I base it now on specifically just on Keepa, what they tell me, and then I base my max price on that. But as we could see here, these are all my buy box wins right now. So we're looking specifically at my buy box wins. And this listing right here is 165. That's the lowest price. My price is 198. So with my logic before, right, I'd be selling this listing for 165, but now I'm selling this listing for 198, right? And that's literally a $33 profit. Now, for me specifically, I sell around like 40 units per day, 40, 30 units, just depending on the day. So for me, $30, let's just say $30 hypothetically times 3, right? That's an extra $1,000 I've been missing out on. Top line, bottom line, that's an extra $300, right? So I've been missing out on so much money. I did the math and it's absurd, right? It's absurd how much money I've been missing out on, but I'm glad I learned this just to prepare for the future. So I highly recommend you guys, even if you like, number one, I don't know why you would never have a repricer, just because it's this is $25 per month. Like, come on now, like, you sell one product, that's $25 per month. And just being able to like set that metric where it's like, hey, on this product, look, this is a big product. This is a product that I would have been down bad on. As we could see with this product, it was selling for $64. My repricer would have repriced all the way down to $64. We could see $64, $62, right? And now look, I'm buy box at 104. If we go to seller's board, let me go to seller board real quick. I believe I sold like 5 of these for that price yesterday. Let me log in real quick, and I'll literally show you guys like how crazy this is. Let me go to yesterday, and we could see this. Boom. I sold out. Look, this was a listing that was literally selling for $60, $60 here, 68, right? If we zoom out, like 63, but when I bought this listing, it was selling for like 92. And you see this little spike in price. It doesn't even show it on Keepa. It's so weird, but you could see here, I sold 1 unit right here for 95. Okay. So I sold one unit for 95. I sold a lot. Maybe it was the day before that. Let me check this ASIN real quick on seller's board. Oh, there it was. Sweet. Let's see. Trying to find it for you guys. Here, I have to go to Amazon seller. I want to show you guys because this is very interesting for me. I think it's going to be beneficial for you guys too. It's going to help you secure a lot more margin. Hopefully we could all eat from this. So I'm going to go to sales, I believe, orders. Let's see, orders, manage orders. And then I'm going to search by this ASIN. Okay, sweet. All right, sweet. So I didn't buy that many of these these units. So I'm gonna just share my screen with you, and you can kind of see what I sold this for. So if we look on Keepa, right, we're looking at to sell this for $68, $64, right? You're not making money at that, right? Since I have this repricer, since I know, hey, I'm not gonna sell it for that price. If you look at manage orders, right, you could see what I've been selling these for. $95 was the last one, 103, 103, 103, 132. That's crazy. That's double the price what I would have originally sold it for if I was competing with lowest price. So make sure, right, when you're actually repricing your inventory, you're selling it for what that value is. Think about it like the stock market. The stock market's all about supply and demand. So no matter if you go sell a stock, right, someone's going to be buying that stock on the other end. And I'm pretty big in the stock market, so I know a lot about it. So that's kind of how the stock market works, right? And the thing is that the same thing goes for Amazon. So you don't want to sell a listing, right, where this soccer ball, for example, is selling for $103. Like this unit cost $103. This is what it should be selling for, right? And some people came on the listing, they brought the price down to $50 because it was on sale or whatever, right? It gives you no reason to go sell your stock, sell your share for less because the market's tanking, right? Let's just wait for the market to come back up, right? And that's what I've been doing. I haven't seen an effect in my sell-through rate. It hasn't changed sales at all. It's actually increased sales. It's increased profit, and my profit margin has increased by 10% this month. So hopefully for a lot of you guys here, hopefully that helps you a lot. Make sure if you don't have a repricer, you really need to get one. I mean, it's 20 bucks. Let's see what Pamela said. Vehicles on sale. Yeah, 2 months free and $45 off. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a repricer, right? Only available through December 15th. So make sure you get that. So there should be no reason why you don't have a repricer, and there should be no reason why you're undercutting yourself. So I'm going to go back to my repricer and the buy boxes I'm winning currently right now. And we could kind of just go through basically, we could just go through the price. So we could see I'm selling this unit for 69 bucks. Lowest price is 58 bucks. So we're talking about literally, if you targeted lowest price, right, you would be missing out on $12. $12 doesn't seem like a lot, but when you sell 2, 3, 4,000 products at a time in a month, right, 12 times 4,000, let's do the math on that. What's that? 12 times 4,000. That's 48 grand in top line you're missing out on, right? That's me, you know what I'm saying? So that's very, very big. We'll look at other ones too. Look, 217, 211, not too bad. 231, 233, not that bad. 81, 75, even like $6, $7 is a lot. You know what I'm saying? To add to your extra top line. These are just examples. 63, 49, right? We could go on and on for days. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to spend too much time on that, but make sure you're not basing my moral of the story, right, is you're not basing your price on lowest price. We're basing our price on what Keepa tells us the average price is. You don't want to go sell your stock for 100 if your stock's worth 200. It makes no sense, right? Someone's going to come up on you. There's no point to do it. Just doesn't make any sense. So make sure you guys implement that within your business, and hopefully you could see an additional 10% margin into your business. And a 10% margin would probably equate to around a 20 to 30% ROI. So if you every 1,000 you invest now, right, doing this method, having some sort of system like this gives you additional $200 in profit on every K you spend. So that's kind of what I want to go over today. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Yes,
Jaden,
I do.
Sweet, honest.
Yes, I do. Jaden.
All right. You could raise your hands or just type a one in the chat if you have any questions. Honest, you could go first, and then Patricia's up next.
my question is, are you still interested? Like, you advise us to use repricer even if like we have like 50 than 50 listing?
Say that again. You're kind of breaking up.
I mean, are you still like advise us if I still have like a 50 listing, that's it. So you still advise us to use the repricer?
Do you know your sell-through rate off your hand, off the top?
No, I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Okay. I would say, I mean, Be Cool has a special offer for Black Friday.
Yeah, good. I just saw it and she's in the okay.
Yeah.
So still,
I would suggest you, right? I would suggest you to get a repricer with 50 listings, just because I feel like, number one, you have to reprice your listings as an Amazon seller. That's what you have to do. So I feel like if I was in your shoes, now correct me if I'm wrong with anyone who's in Honest's shoes, right? With low amount of listings. I know we have Clarine, we have Pamela. I feel like if I was in your shoes, it would be a lot harder to be able to determine what my min and what my max would be. And I would probably fall victim to being able to I would fall victim to undercutting myself. Would you guys agree with that? Pamela, Clarine, like, do you think it's easier to reprice by yourself and be able to like know your min and max?
No. It's not easy. No, not easy.
Okay. Exactly. So if it's not easier, right? I suggest you get a repricer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And also, if anyone needs help, if you're getting a repricer, I suggest you not to watch the video I have put out in the program for doing like repricing, right? Because that's the incorrect way to do it now. But I will be updating that video tomorrow. So like, just wait till tomorrow. And if you do need help, right?
Yes, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna go to get the repricer today. I'm gonna wait for your video. Okay. Okay.
All right, sounds good, brother.
Perfect. Thank you.
Pamela, what's your question? Or not Pamela, Patricia. Too many P's.
Hi, Jaden. Just a quick question with the repricer, because what I do in my store, I go in and I always do like the featured price and the lowest price. So you have one section that has the minimum, that's how low, that's the lowest where you want to go, and the highest you want to go. That
Right.
is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, correct. That's what a repricer is.
So I normally see what the featured price is and put it into my minimum and maximum. So that's okay.
Yeah, so I want to do that. Let me just share my screen with you and kind of show you how I go about making my minimum and maximum. So I always want to make my minimum based on, it's just, I find it to be depending on what I'm in that product for. Generally, I want to shoot for a 40-50% ROI. And if I have a product, right, where I'm at 200% ROI at where the buy box is, what I normally do is I make that average 90-day price. As you can see, the average 90-day price is $75 on this listing. I'll make that $75 product my min. Yeah, because you're missing out on a lot of profit, because we could see right here. Yeah, so this product, for example, I have at $54, right, which is all the way down here, which is kind of stupid. It kind of makes sense because $58 right there, $55 right here. I was probably in the shoe for very, very low price. If I'm in it for a low price, right, then I'll move out of it quick. But generally you want to base it on that 90-day price.
Okay, so basically like everything that I purchased, then I should like kind of go back into Keeper, see what it's like 90-day sale and put it as minimum 2, the highest, right?
Correct. But what
Oh,
also you want to make sure, like, let's just say hypothetically, let's say on this product specifically at $55 or $52, I'm making 50% return, right? If I'm making a 50% return, I don't mind selling it for 52 bucks, right? Because I'm making my money. Maybe that's a bad philosophy to have. But I would make my min there.
right.
I could just sell through quick. But if it was like, hey, like this like let's find another product. Let's see a product I've been selling. Orders. Right. Let's see. Go to this product. Okay, so this product, this is a very good example what I want to talk about. So as you can see, this product holds at $69.99, right? So when this dip happened, there's no reason to sell it for 60 bucks. So you want to just base your repricer on whatever that average line looks like to you. Does that make sense? And we could see the average price on this is 67. So yeah, just in general, like you want to place it around that $67 range.
Okay.
The maximum. What about the minimum?
No. You want to place the minimum at that range.
Minimum. Okay.
The maximum doesn't matter at all.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Thank you.
You always want to place your maximum at a ridiculous price, because you never want to get to the point where your listing is at the maximum, right? Let's just say hypothetically, this shoe was selling for 200 bucks now, and your maximum's at 160. Well, you just missed out on 40 bucks. So I just placed a ridiculous price, right? So it's never going to get up there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, good. I got it. Yeah, thank you.
Sweet.
Next question, Jaden. Did you see that text, the listings that I sent you?
Yeah. So to be honest with you, I tried to send you a response, but it didn't. My phone didn't let me. It said like I couldn't send you any messages. But so when your products are out of stock like that, like this, is this what you're talking about?
It's not out of stock though. I sent them in.
I know.
Not sold.
I know. I know. When you send in your products to Amazon, this is PSA for everybody. When you send in your products to Amazon and before they get in, it'll show up as inactive, out of stock, because they haven't received in Amazon yet.
Jesus Christ, it's how long?
One time it takes 2 months for me, you know. 1 time 2 months.
Really?
Yeah,
2 months.
Well, we're in Q4, so it's going to take a little while, but Amazon guarantees that your stuff will be in by the 24th of next month.
Okay, Jaden,
Right.
I have a question. Do you remember the calls order that we ordered it last Friday? And I received part from like a jeans and t-shirt, but so when I have to send it to Amazon, should I have to put it in the poly bag or without poly bag?
So do you have inventory left?
Yes.
Do you have Scoutify too?
Which is yeah, I have it in my phone. Yes.
Okay, so Scoutify 2 actually tells you if a product needs a poly bag or not.
Oh, okay.
It will tell you prep type, and it will tell you, hey, this product needs poly bag, this product doesn't. Another thing I would suggest for you is with any type of any article of clothing, right? Whether that be like any article of clothing, right? It's a kind of a necessary thing to poly bag that item. So
Okay.
yeah, I would obviously, yeah, you would need to poly bag that item.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Do we have any other? Do we have any other questions before we get into like just Cyber Monday today? Going once, going twice. Put a 1 in the chat. Raise your hand.
No.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jaden.
So yeah, I wanted to get into Cyber Monday just because it's Cyber Monday. I honestly forgot that Cyber Monday even existed. And for me personally, I just wanted to touch on Black Friday. First off, our meeting was great. I wanted to touch on some things I plan on changing in the academy that will benefit your guys' success. And first change I was thinking about making is just number one, being able to like set up some sort of classroom, right? Where anyone's able to just join that Zoom link. So I was thinking of just having a running Zoom that's going to be 24 hours. Whenever someone wants to join that link, go source together, right? You guys could connect together. I feel like it would build a stronger community. I'm going to drop that link in there. So hey, when I go sourcing, right, I'm going to be in there. I'll just text in the general chat. Hey, I'm in the classroom, right? I'm able to and you guys are able to join, right? Have something set up like that. So I'm implementing something like that. And then also what I do plan on doing is either number one, I plan on changing a meeting. So I plan on like making the Friday meeting where we just have sourcing time. Because I think the number one constraint most of you guys have right now is just getting products, right? And you're never going to get better at getting products if you don't find them. So you hopping on these calls and listening to me, yeah, it's going to benefit you. But if you're not actually doing what I tell you, right, it's not going to benefit you at all. So having a set time where you guys are sourcing and it's just quiet in the class, right? Everyone's doing their own thing. Even I'm sourcing, right? And we could get to the point where, hey, if you're on the call, you're able to ask me a question. Hey, Jaden, how's this product look? Right. So you could get better at sourcing. So I'm either thinking about making that one meeting, right? So you guys could get better at sourcing, or I'm thinking about adding an additional meeting and having it where we just have like sourcing time. I'll call it like classroom time, right? Study time, where you're able to just source. And then I'm able to answer any questions if you have any questions on any products or anything like that. Just planning on doing that on a Wednesday, maybe even a Saturday. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Like up, down, like medium? Like, how's that sound?
I like that idea, Jaden. I really, really
Perfect.
do. I want
Good
to get
idea,
better
Jen.
at
Good
that.
idea.
I want to get better.
All right, sounds good. So we'll implement that. I'm gonna put that on my list real quick. So give me a second. I just want to make sure I don't forget that. Let's see. Make classroom time.
Where'd you say you were going to put the link, Jaden, for us to go in? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't know yet where I'm gonna put that link. I'm gonna connect like with school and see if I'm able to make an additional like tab and just have like a classroom section. And maybe I think another cool part about it, maybe what we do. Oh, I got a good idea. Let me write this down real quick before I say it. Hold on. Make Zoom. Guys, I got the ideas flowing now. But yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm gonna first off here, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you know what I'm talking about. First off, I was thinking about contacting school and seeing if I'm able to like make another thing right here, like a little tab, right? I'm not able to do that. But if I'm not able to do that, what I was thinking is what I'm able to do is I'm able to make these categories. So general discussion, you have success, you have weekly call recordings. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make like a study time. I'm going to make like a study time, category. Right. And in that category, number one, you're going to be able to just connect with each other. Right. So you could post a link and other people could like check it for you. You could just like block out the ASIN so no one takes your product. So that's going to be involved with it. And then I could also do is I could just pin the Zoom link to that category. So every time you go to that category on in the classroom, you're able to join that link. And you guys could like, I know we have a lot of friends in here like Pamela, Hillary, Patricia, y'all are friends in real life or not in real life, but just like friends in the academy. So you guys could like, oh, let's just hop in the classroom. Let's hop on a quick Zoom meeting. And that meeting will just be running 24/7. Okay. Is that good?
Okay.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you.
Yes, it's all good, Jay. It's a good suggestion.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah. So that's going to be implemented this week too. And yeah, so I want to get into Cyber Monday. Honestly, for me, I haven't done any sourcing today. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But honestly, from what I've seen, just wrapping it up, I know for the people who were with me in the Black Friday meeting, right? Everyone cooked. I think everyone in that meeting spent over 1,000, I believe, 1,000 or 2. But what I suggest for you guys is that make sure, like literally, what I've seen from Black Friday is it's a thing that lasts like all month, and the deals aren't even like good deals anymore. It used to be the point where, right, everyone goes crazy for Black Friday. People get punched for TVs and stuff like that. Now it's at the point we have Cyber Monday, we have Black Friday, we have December, whatever, like whatever else holidays they're gonna make. So I would just stick with the same sites we're using. I would go to skills or skills. Here, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys and show you what site I'm talking about, because
Oh, Jaden, I want to say something real quick.
for sure.
What happened to me was I had scanned a product, I sent it to the people, and it scanned the wrong product, and I didn't even realize it until they wanted a refund. But I don't even have a product that the person wants. I don't know how it scanned like that, but I actually scanned it as Spotify, actually the wrong product. So
Yeah, that's why you, that's happened to me a lot. Just gotta make sure that that you're
yeah, now I'm opening it and looking. Yep.
yeah, and making
Okay,
sure
that's it.
you're
That's the first time I was scared. I was like, oh my God, I put the wrong thing.
Hey, it's all good. I've done the same thing, but this website has been blessing me up a lot. So going on skills, going on the same websites we were using in the Black Friday call. Most people were there. I'm going on Nike, right? A lot of Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals. Just the same websites. I wouldn't say you're missing out on too much if you don't do any sourcing through Cyber Monday. Personally, for me, I believe that Cyber Monday and Black Friday. I don't know about you guys, but with all the orders I placed, most of them got canceled. To be honest with you, I wouldn't say most, but some of my big orders got canceled. I have a $5,000 order got canceled, which really is a bummer. My Kohl's order got canceled. That's fucking bummer, right? So a lot of things got canceled for me, and I think just with Black Friday, what these websites do is they oversell products, so they actually could sell out of everything. And that's what happened with my Kohl's order, things like that. Like you can't go on Kohl's and order 50 units like I was doing. So lesson learned, but for me, I'm kind of out for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, any of these, just because there's too much traffic on these websites where they're just not being able to fulfill my orders, like because I buy so much, right? So to be able to fulfill a 5K order is a lot. So for me, that's why I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, I think they're the same sales, to be honest with you guys. There's something else I want to go over. One more thing. I was just trying to update you guys on a lot. I've been working on a lot this week, just thinking of new things I could do. Another thing I want to update you guys on this week is I actually got to implement this in the academy too. I made a new OA tracker sheet. It's a very cool sheet. I haven't really done too much with it. Let me go to it. I want to show you the differences I made in this sheet and how I think it'll help you guys. So I made this new revised sheet. Very cool, very cool. I'll make sure I post it in the academy where this other sheet is. But as you can see, I haven't even really been using this sheet. The cool part about this sheet is that with this sheet, you're able to, number one, track your all your units, right? With my other sheet we had OA, this one. With the other sheet we had, I'm still using this for October. But with the other sheet we had, right, you're able to like track your spend like there. And like it's just very messy. I feel like with this sheet, it's a lot more organized. You could say when things are on the way. This is more for like when you guys get prep centers, right? To be able to say, hey, that's on the way, that's on the way, that's on the way. It helps you a lot because I'm ordering a lot of stuff, right? Stuff doesn't get into the prep center. And then I have to do a bunch of looking. Like this is what I go through every day, right? Looking through all these numbers, making sure everything gets in, right? Like this shoe didn't get in, and things don't line up. So doing that is going to, well, help me a lot. So I'm going to implement this in the academy so you guys are able to utilize this. And also you're able to add notes on this product. So, hey, didn't receive like the last 3 items, something like that, whatever. You're able to add notes. So this very cool spreadsheet, I think it's going to be able to help you guys to get started with it. I know everyone in this chat isn't at the point where we're going to get you set up on a prep center, right? You're eventually going to be there. So it's always good to prep for the future, right? Because you don't want to get to the point where you have to switch sheets. It just gets complicated and stuff like that. So you want to get set up on the stuff we're going to use for the long term. So you just get comfortable with the softwares, the sheets, everything like that. So make sure you're using the old sheet, go to this sheet. I think it's a lot better. And also I'll be implementing that tomorrow. Let me make a note on that. Put sheet OA tracker sheet in school. All right, sweet. So I made a note on that. So you guys will be getting access to that tomorrow. But other than that, that kind of wraps up my meeting. Kind of went over some updates, some things I implemented, some repricers. Hope that helped a lot of you guys. I really do think that will increase your margin crazy. And other than that, do we have any other general questions? Put a 1 in the chat or raise your hand.
Thank you so much, Jaden. Thank you.
No, I'm good. Thank you, Jaden.
All right, sweet.
Thank you, Jaden. I'll just
Sweet.
wait on
Thank
that
you.
stuff.
All right, sweet guys. Seems like
Jaden, thank you.
all right. No problem. First meeting, yeah, let's go.
All
That's
right, John,
awesome.
have a good one.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.